Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a short video that I hope is going to be interesting. I hope people are going to appreciate the little tutorial I'm going to give on how to pronounce someone's name, and it is Derya's name. I have heard multiple variations on how to pronounce it. And I thought it would be kind of interesting to learn the correct way to say it. And believe me, I don't know a lot of things, but I do know how to pronounce her name. She's Turkish, and so is my husband. So I'm going to give you a little bit of instruction on how the Turkish alphabet works, but I mean really short. I'm not going into more than the few letters that are in her name that are causing some confusion, and that is the C and the S in her last name. Everyone has the first name. Derya is close enough. And I'm going to go through this. I'll pronounce the last name, but keep in mind that I'm giving you the pronunciation with an American accent. So if you stay to the end, I have a little bit of a surprise. I've asked my husband to come in at the end and pronounce the name as a Turkish person. So that pronunciation will be the exact way to say her name. Now, I can't say it that way, and probably you can't either, but it's the C sound and the S sound that you really need to pay attention to, and all else is going to fall into place. So let me get started. I'm going to bring a piece of paper in and I'm going to write down some alphabet letters and tell you how to pronounce her name. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you do, please consider giving it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to see you back. If you want to see any more videos in the future, please consider subscribing as well. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you a little bit of a Turkish alphabet lesson. And basically it's just to learn about the little squiggle that's on the bottom of her last name under the letter C. And that's what's going to help us understand how to pronounce that last name. I've pulled up a very quick Turkish alphabet pronunciation, which we're not really going into. But just to show you that in English we have 26 letters. In Turkish they have 29. They're missing a few of the letters that we have, but they've added some. Like you'll see there's 2 letter C's. There's 2 types of G's, 2 types of I's. I think there's 2 O's, 2 S's, and 2 U's. And the marks that they have either above them or below them affect their pronunciation. This we need to know for Derya's last name because she does have this squiggle on the bottom of the C in her last name, and she does not have that squiggle in the S of her last name. So that's just a tiny little bit about the Turkish alphabet. Okay, so I've written down 2 letters here that in the Turkish language have this little squiggle. I think the squiggle in English is called a cedilla, but don't quote me on that. This squiggle or cedilla helps you understand how to pronounce the letter. In Turkish, they actually have duplicates of some letters that we do not have in English. That's the case. 2 of the letters are in her last name, and that is the C and the S. Her last name here with the C has the cedilla, the S does not. In the S, if it does not have the squiggle, it's pronounced S as in Sam, just a regular S like we have in English. If it does have the squiggle, it takes on a CH sound. So it becomes sh, as in shelter. The same is true with the C, although the C is a little bit different. The C, without the squiggle, has a J sound, as in jam. If you do have the cedilla, it takes on the same H kind of sound, as in CH, but is a ch sound, as in church. So basically, we're going to pronounce her last name with the CH sound and without the SH sound. The A does have a little bit of a different sound as well in this particular name. It does not have the A sound as in cat. It has a more sound as in about. So her last name would be pronounced similar to Çakirsoy. So it would be Çakirsoy. If we want to pronounce it really correct, I think there's an accent more on this last syllable than on the other two. So it would be something along the lines like Çakirsoy. So the name would be Derya Çakirsoy. Again, Derya Çakirsoy. Okay, guys, so now I'm going to have my husband come in, and he's going to pronounce it as a Turkish person. I'm not, as I mentioned, talented with languages. So for those of you that are like me, this is just an FYI, so you could kind of hear what it sounds like in its original native language. Some of you may get close to this, so I thought, all right, let me put him on, and you could hear how he says it, and maybe say her name as correctly as you can. So I hope you appreciate that this part is on, and here he is. Thanks. Go ahead.
Derya Çakirsoy. Derya Çakirsoy.
Okay, thank you, babe.